I got this feeling inside my brains. It goes electric wavy when I make them A's. All through 4th grade, all through my school, we're flying up no ceiling when we're in our zone. I've got that sunshine in my pocket, looking forward to a good day. I feel I can do everything when I try. I can't stop myself from learning, moving up academically. Room unlock the way we rock it, so don't stop.
Hello students, I hope you are having a wonderful day. I hope you are excited to learn about multiplication, okay? So we are finally in that time of year where we're learning how to multiply, but not just small numbers. No, not just multiplying 5 times 5 is 25. No. We're gonna learn how to multiply big numbers, okay? Because that's what 4th graders do. Today we're gonna be learning how to multiply big numbers. But before we get started, I need to show you a trick, okay? This is a life hack. DIY how to multiply large numbers quickly without even using a calculator, without even thinking about it, okay? Today's lesson is, why do I need to know about computation? Power of 10, okay? That's the magic word, power of 10, magic words, okay? Today's text is 4.4b, okay? Let's get started. Just a reminder, every time you see this little guy, remember to write down what's on the screen, okay? Alright, objectives for today. Students will know how to determine products of a number and 10 or 100. Students will understand how to use the properties of operation. Students will be able to share in a group discussion how to determine products of a number and 10 or 100 using properties of operation and place value understandings. Here it is in Spanish, just in case you didn't understand Spanish. Okay. Essential questions. How can a place value chart be used to find the product of a number and 10 or 100? Okay. Make sure you write this down. And if you can answer this, then you understand today's lesson, okay? Important vocabulary. We have patterns, product, and properties of operation. Pattern. Repeated design or recurring sequence. An order set of numbers or shapes, okay? So a pattern is like this. So like right here, it's a pattern, okay? And there's many patterns, even in multiplication. Skip counting is a pattern. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, right? That's a pattern. Product. This is the answer you get when you multiply 2 factors, okay? So here we have 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 and 2 are factors, and 4 is my product, okay? So you're gonna hear us say, what is my product? And you should be able to say, oh, that's the answer when I multiply 2 numbers, okay? Properties of operation. There's different ways of how multiplication works, such as commutative property, associative property, and distributive property, okay? Alright, so we're gonna dive into our mini lesson now. Awesome. So, when we're dealing with power of 10, okay, let's see how multiplication works from the beginning, okay? So here is an example, okay? What is 2 times 3? Good, 6, okay? Now, what is 2 times 30? Ooh, now that's a big one. Now we don't learn numbers like that. So here's what I'm gonna tell you, okay? Anytime when you're multiplying by 10, okay, you're changing the place value of that digit closer, okay, to the you're changing that digit's place value and you're moving it to the left side, okay? Remember that. Okay, so here I have 6, okay? Now when remember, anything times 10, you move it to the left side, okay? So that means this 6 goes to the 10th place value, okay? So now I'm gonna move that 6. Okay, I move that 6, and I add a 0 right here in the ones place. So 6 turns into what? 60. Good. Okay. So let's look at this now. So remember, anytime I multiply times 10, I move the digit to the left side by 1 place value, okay? So let's see. 2 times 30. Well, I know that 2 times 3 is 6, right? We know that. Now I just need to add this 0 and it becomes 60. And why? Why is it 60? Good, because I moved my digit to the left side by 1 place value. To the left side by 1 place value. Good. Okay. Now let's see if that works again. 2 times 300. That's a big number. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so I have my 6 again here. Now, if I'm times 10, if I move it over by 1 place value to the left, so that means if I times 100, then that means I'm going to move it by how many times? By 2. Good. Because there's 2 zeros. 1, 2. Good. That's my fix. By 2 zeros. So that means 6 is going to go 1, 2. 6 is going to go here in the hundredths place. And that means I'm going to add 2 zeros. Good. Okay, so it becomes what? 600. Good. Okay, so let's see. 2 times 3 is what? 6. Good. Now how many zeros do I add? 1, 2, 1, 2. 600. Look at that. Okay. I know that because of my place value. That's how that works, okay? So here is a trick, okay? So use place value chart for multiplying. Alright, here's your trick, okay? Use the place value chart for multiplying times 10 or times 100. Remember, we go to the left, okay? Times 10 is 1 time, times 100 is 2 times, okay? Or you can multiply the digits, okay? Like 2 and 3. Then add the zeros, okay? Count how many zeros you add. So for this one up here, we added 1 zero. And then for this one right here, we added 2 zeros, okay? Life hack, learn, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna practice with decimals, okay? So we have, how do you say this number? Good, 6 and 2 tenths. Perfect, okay? So let's say I'm gonna multiply by 10, okay? Now, when I multiply by 10, all I have to do, the first thing I need to do is go ahead and move that decimal by how many times I move the place value. If I multiply by 10 and I'm moving to the left side, how many place values am I going to move? Good, just 1 time, okay? So that means I'm going to take that decimal and I'm going to move it to the right side, okay, by 1 time. So it turns into 62. At first, this 6 right here was in the ones place. But when I moved that decimal behind the 2, that put the 2 in the ones place and the 6 in the tens place. Okay? So let's see. So first it was like this, 6 and 2 tenths. But then I multiplied times 10 and it moved everything to the left side. Moved everything to the left side. So my new number had to be 62. And my decimal still at the end. Okay? See how everything shifted? My 6 went to the tens place and my 2 went to the ones place. Okay? So when you're dealing with decimals, okay, you move the decimal based on how many times you gotta move the place value. Let's go ahead and do another one for an example. 3 and 62 what? 3 and 62 hundredths. Good. 3 and 62 hundredths. We're gonna multiply this by 100. Okay. So if I'm gonna multiply it by 100, that means I'm gonna move it to the left. How many times? Good, 2 times. Okay. So that means I'm gonna take my decimal and I'm gonna move it to the right. How many times? Good, 2 times. So 1, 2. So that means that decimal goes behind the 2. And let's see what this looks like. Okay. So I had, oh, let me put hundreds right here. Okay. So I had 3 and 62 hundredths. Okay. Put hundredths. Make sure you copy this down, okay? Okay, 3 and 62 hundredths. Because I multiplied by 100, that means I'm gonna go to the left. All the numbers are gonna change to the left side. How many times? 2. Good. So that means my 3, if I move it over 1, 2, goes to the hundredths place. The 6 goes 1, 2 to the tenths place, and the 2 goes from the hundredths to the 1, 2 ones place. Okay. Oh, I put a 6. 2. So my new number is 362. Okay. So that's why that works. That place value. Okay, place value is very important. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some practice in your journal. Alright, here is your practice, okay? 321 times 10, 5 and 60 hundredths times 100, 4 and 4 tenths times 10, 21 and 34 hundredths times 100, 65 times 100, and number 6. Melissa read 4 books last month. Each book contained 100 pages. How many pages did she read last month? Okay, so go ahead and pause the video right here and I will put the answers in just a little bit. Do not cheat. Okay, make sure you do this on your own. Alright, here are the answers for number 1 through 5, okay? I'm going to show you how to do number 6 because this is a word problem, okay? And we need to get better at analyzing word problems. Oops, sorry. And we need to get better at analyzing word problems so that way we understand what we actually need to do, okay? Alright, so we have 4 boxes and we need to fill in everything, okay? Read, think, solve, and justify. Read means what is given to me, okay? Think, what do you think I need to do? Solve, okay, so that just means work out the problem. And justify. Why is my answer reasonable, okay? So read. Let's see, Melissa read 4 books last month. Each month contained 100 pages. How many pages did she read last month? So what do we know? We know that She read 4 books last month, right? Okay. We also know that each book is how many pages? 100. Good. Okay. So how many pages did she read last month? Think. What do you think I need to do? If I have 4 books, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each one is 100. What do you think I need to do? Good. I need to multiply. Okay, I need to multiply 4 times 100. So I have 100 times 4. Remember, all I can do with power of 10, which is multiply the digits 1 times 4, which equals 4. Good. And then add 2 zeros at the end, which equals how much? 400. That's a lot. Okay? Justify. I know my answer is reasonable because she read 4 books and each book has 100 pages, and so I multiply 4 times 100, and my product is 400. Look at you using that vocabulary that we just learned. Good job. Alright, so that's going to be the end of our video. I hope you wrote down everything in journal because it's going to be super important when we get into multiplying fractions. It's fractions. We're done. When we multiply large numbers, okay? I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.